This morning we'll be talking about cabinet reshuffling. The question is, do you support the reshuffling of ministers? Now, President Bola Tinubu is now approaching 16 months in office. Remarkably, even before he reached the one-year milestone, many Nigerians have been clamoring for a cabinet reshuffle. However, before President Tinubu proceeds with the reshuffle, he must seek counsel on pressing issues requiring immediate attention. Now, early in his administration, following the appointment of his cabinet, President Tinubu established a result and delivery unit led by Special Advisor Hadiza Bala Usman. The unit's mandate is to assess and measure the performance of each minister, providing valuable insights to inform future decision. Now, cabinet reshuffling is, it's to an extent a normal phenomenon when it comes to politics across the world, not just in Nigeria. But the question remains, seeing the ministers we have, do you think the president needs a cabinet reshuffling? Do you support a reshuffling of the ministers? Do you support a reshuffling of presidential, the cabinet of the president? Do you think a reshuffling will bring a different change as to the economic situation we're seeing in Nigeria today? Do you think reshuffling would align more with the president's mandate of renewed hope if these ones are not aligned more to his renewed hope agenda? Well, do well to call us and let us hear your opinion. The numbers are showing right now on your screen, so do well to call us. The numbers will be popped up soon. Numbers will be popped up soon, so do well to call us. Share your thoughts, share your opinions, and please, while we're at that, let us be mindful of our language that we use. We're all Nigerians, we're patriotic Nigerians with adequate values and morals attached to us. Yes, it's understandable that we're pained at the way the economic situation is in the country, but there are ways to express ourselves, in a very calm and mindful way, in such a way that it won't hurt or, put us in trouble. And I'll also put this out there that opinions of people are their opinion and not the stands of Trust Television. So yes. We have a call now. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, Miss Lilia. I am Ibrahim Pocho, calling from Kebbi State.
All right, Ibrahim, thank you for joining us. How is Kebbi this morning?
Well, Kebbi is cool and good.
All right. So what's your take on cabinet reshuffling? Do you think the president needs to reshuffle his ministers?
Well, on my own opinion, actually, there is need for the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to look into those offices and then look at for the competent people, those that are good enough to handle the offices that will bring developmental projects and then eradicate problems that is solving Nigeria. Because there is no way, judging on the number of offices that are occupied by politicians, them alone is a way of costing a whole lot of money that will be used in other sides to, to maintain the good condition or the good living of the people. So I think it's best for the president to reshuffle, and most especially, the president should put more attention on the areas that concern the people the most. The areas that touch the life of people, such as security, such as health, such as, fuel, NNPC industry. Because although he is also in charge of that side, but he has to look into the ministry or the industry of the oil industry, and also prioritize in terms of those subsections that they normally created anyhow, and then supply much money into those sectors, subsectors, where some few politicians are the ones handling and then squandering those monies that are to be used to ease the pains of the Nigerians. Actually, on my own opinion, I think it's the best way to go so far, and we must make sure that there must no any connection from an appointee that a relative or a friend or an old colleague from the school that has been there with you, and you want to now appoint him in order to compensate him from, your long-term relationship. So those things have to be added. Because most appointees, if you could understand, they happen to be friends of the leaders or the classmates or any of those relationships. So we don't want those. We want people that are competent enough, not because we have been there together, but who can deliver. And that those are the people that we need now, not people that are there to divert funds for their own personal use.
All right.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
All right. Thank you very much, Ibrahim, for airing your opinion. And, I like what you said. Nepotism should be put out of the reshuffling. And we need, like he said, we need people who are capable of delivering. Appointments need to be made based on capability, people who have empathy, people who have the fear of God in their hearts, and people who have the political will to actually do, the work to serve Nigerians in such a way that it would favor the nation, the people, and the economy at large. But when it comes to cabinet reshuffling, I have this question though, which if you're calling, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Do you think it will affect continuity when it comes to government and political offices? Because, it's one thing to have someone have a 4-year plan while he's in power, and you reshuffle and take the person out. What happens to the next person coming in? All right, let's quickly take this call now. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Okechukwu Mwogu, calling from Ebonyi State.
All right, Okechukwu, thank you for joining us this morning. How is Ebonyi today?
Ebonyi is calm. We are living peaceful.
All right, go ahead. Do you support cabinet reshuffling?
In my own opinion, I don't support cabinet reshuffling within just 1 year. My reason being that before any leader takes over a seat, he has a laid down plan. No leader comes on board as a minister, as a governor, as a president, without having something in mind that he or she intends to do for his people. Those things he has in mind that motivated him to come on board as a president, that motivated him to tell Nigeria that he's coming with the agenda of renewed hope. What are the things he has in mind? The ministers are not the problem. He should unveil that his plan, that renewed hope agenda. What I suggest he should do in terms of this ministerial position is to look into the ministries and see the ones that are not performing, the ones that are not up to date. And he can make changes. It's either he sack or he bring an expert, somebody who will perform better. Reshuffling is just like you want to reshuffle, you want to take a minister for words and put him as a minister for health. Does it work that way? Or except you want to sack everyone? So reshuffling ministers is not the problem as per se right now. We all know the problem. That renewed hope agenda that he has in mind, that is agenda that he has in mind for contesting, let him unveil it. Let him call for a committee and tell the ministers, these are the things I expect from you to do in your ministry to help me achieve the renewed hope agenda. Then anyone that is not up to date, that is incompetent, then you look for that. Nigerians are educated. Why so many people that can perform very well in different ministries? So that's my take this morning.
All right. Thank you very much, Okechukwu, for letting us in on your opinion this morning. And he is still saying the same thing. We have so many Nigerians who are capable, who have the educational qualification, who have the willpower, who have the technical know-how to carry out most of these positions. And doubling back on what Ibrahim from Kebbi called to say, he said, we shouldn't just hire based on nepotism and know-who. We should hire based on know-how, who knows how to do the job, qualifications, and political will, which is what the president should be looking at. Let's quickly take this call now. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Shetima Yakudima, calling from Maiduguri.
All right, Shetima, thank you for joining us this morning. How is Maiduguri?
Well, Maiduguri, we did, as you know, more than 80% of the land in Maiduguri was underwater. But we are pushing life.
Were you affected?
Time from what?
Were you affected by it?
You say?
Were you affected by the flood?
Well, I'm not affected directly, but I'm affected indirectly because with my house with the water is not more than just a short distance from the river and my house. It is only 3 houses.
Oh.
But the water did not affected my house, honestly. But I have a lot of people who are squatting with me here.
Thank you so much for assisting the people in need, because I earlier said it's beyond the government. The people also need to come through for their people. Thank you for assisting the people in need. So go ahead. What's your take on the presidential cabinet reshuffling? Do you support it?
Well, cabinet reshuffling is a good thing, but this time around it is too early. To me, it's too early. Let the president exercise patience and leave them and see what they can do. And also, if the cabinet reshuffling become necessary, they should look at the weakest one who are not delivering. That one will be a welcome development. But those who are trying, they should allow them to push Nigeria forward.
All right. All right, Shatima, thank you very much. He has said those who are trying should be allowed, and then those who are weak should be taken out. Well, Shatima, thank you so much for calling. Despite what is going on in Maiduguri, my heart goes out to your family and your friends. I hope that you will stay safe, and God will continue to bless you for the good you did for the people around you. Yeah, definitely. Now, still back on the cabinet reshuffling. Now, cabinet reshuffles are a common political tool used both in Nigeria and outside the country to address underperformance or realign political priorities. Now, within Nigeria, the president had, on this call today, on the show today, now I've seen that the president has varied opinions. Some people are saying it's too early in government to do that, and some are saying, he should still watch and see for those who are underperforming. And I've had this conversation with a lot of people, and they've pointed out certain sectors like education, the energy sector, and the education, the energy sector, and health, sector, and power are sectors that needs to be looked into. But then let's quickly take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone so we could talk to you properly and hear you properly?
Good morning. I'm Azama calling from Benue State.
Good morning. Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set?
I've done that already. All
right, go ahead. How's Benue this morning? And then go ahead and share your thoughts on the topic of discussion today.
Okay, Benue is fine. Yeah, as regards to the reshuffling of the ministers, I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't abide to that idea because that is not a very problem we are facing in this country today. You can't change somebody from health to agriculture. What is he going to do there when we don't have the idea? So government should look into this, not by subjecting one into the tomb of acrobatic jingoism, and not by picking anyone by nepotism and say, yeah, because I know this person is my relative from somewhere. It's not done like that. If the challenges before the office, if you see this person is not capable of handling this office, then you should look somewhere else. Remove that person and fix in somebody who can manage that office for you. And this issue of this person must be from my political party before you work with me. That is one of the reasons that is killing us in this country as well. So that is my take. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much to our caller there from Benue. He has said the same thing that everyone has said. It's too early, but then again, it's not a priority. It's not a priority for this government because there are other issues that are pressing and at hand at this point in time that the president needs to look into, which some of them would most likely, I believe, you mean the economic situation and the reforms. All right, let's quickly take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ismail Tijani. I'm calling from Gombe State.
All right, Tijani, go ahead. Ismail, let's hear your thoughts.
I will talk on this reshuffling of the ministers.
Okay, go ahead.
This issue of reshuffling of the ministers. If Mr. President is going to reshuffle the ministers, definitely he must include it because the key problem of Nigeria today is under, this issue of petroleum challenges, mostly the reform plans. So it's under his ministry. The president being a minister definitely is an insult. He's not perfect in that section. So he must drop down, definitely. He's not supposed to be a petroleum minister. So the challenges Nigerians are facing today, definitely, as in, there is 80% of the challenges is from his office. Most of the people they are blaming the NNPC NNPC boss. NNPC boss cannot do anything without the authority of Mr. President. Most of the ministers of today, they cannot do anything without the authority of the Mr. President, without the permission from the president. So the key challenges is from the president himself, not the minister. Because most of the ministers, he appoints them, are not specialized in that sections. You can see somebody study accounting and he ends up being a minister for agriculture. If somebody that is graduate in studying agriculture be a finance minister, this is very unfortunate. So that is why I need you to even put this into consideration. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much there for your contribution. He's saying that qualifications, I believe what you meant was that proper people who are qualified to do the position should be put in and not people who have little or less qualification. So these are some things that need to be looked into, even if there's going to be a reshuffling. I believe that it shouldn't just be people who are qualified. It should also be people who have the political will to do the job, people who understand the sector better and are willing to put in the work and make it better. People who are willing to put the needs of Nigerians first and serve the people are people who need to look into. But when it comes to cabinet reshuffling, we saw it happen a couple of times with the previous administration. Did it really make any difference? Would it make any difference if we've seen the service chiefs being changed and reshuffled over and over again, still yet we're still struggling with insecurity in the country? And another thing I look at from cabinet reshuffling is, does it not affect continuity when it comes to projects being carried out by ministers and those the members of the cabinet? They have things they're handling, and then when you change, it might not be the priority for the next person coming in, hence leaving a project half done and moving over to his or her own priorities. All these, I believe, are factors that should be put in if Nigerians are looking forward to cabinet reshuffling. But the phone lines are open. We'd love to hear your thoughts and your contribution. You could also send us a WhatsApp message just in case, so we could hear your opinions on it. Would love to know what it is you have to say via WhatsApp. So the phone lines are open. Let's hear your thoughts, your opinion. Do you support cabinet reshuffling? Do you support the president changing his ministers? And even if you do, where would you rather he looks into? What ministry would you want him to look into? Would you want him to reshuffle or change or adjust due to either underperformance? What ministry would you say you're not seeing the impact of the minister there that you would love the president to probably put in someone else in? Let's quickly take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Adamu Suleiman. I'm calling from Bauchi State.
I could barely hear you. Please, can you speak up a little bit? So would love to hear what it is.
My name is Adamu Suleiman. I'm calling from Bauchi State.
From Bauchi, Adamu Suleiman, thank you for joining us. So go ahead. Do you support reshuffling of ministers?
I don't support the reshufflement of ministers right now. One, is too early. And secondly, appointment of ministers from inception of this country has always been not based on competence, so someone who is capable. If you can look in this administration, it is quite appalling that someone who is at the party office was appointed as Minister of Agriculture. So a lot of them are in places where they don't belong, and you cannot expect perfect performance or absolute performance from them. And actually, currently, right now, this is not the priority in this country. People are battling. Inflation is high. Cost of energy is high. Electricity, petroleum, all of them are very costly. People cannot afford it. Some people cannot even eat 2 meals a day, even one. This is not what the government should be focusing on. What the government should be focusing on is stabilizing the economy, stabilizing the naira, so that people can be able to afford what they can, So this is not the priority right now. This is not the priority. I think the government should focus more on the needs of the people. What the people need, that is what the government should focus right now, not cabinet reshuffle.
All right, thank you very much for that. He says the president should focus on what the people need. But we fail to forget that focusing on what the people need and the people you need to carry out the dream of wanting to focus on what the people need are the members of your cabinet. So if the members of your cabinet are not capable of carrying out, the needs of the people and the policies you've put in place to elevate the situation or meet the needs of the people, I mean, isn't it best that a reshuffle should take place, even if it's just, a few months in office? I believe it shows that the president knows what he wants, and if he doesn't see it in the person delivering what he wants, I mean, why not change and put somebody else who can deliver your goal and meet the needs of the people? We tend to forget that it's not just the presidency. There are other bodies that come to play. You have the ministers, you have the House of Representatives, you have the governors, you have the local government chairman. So for the needs of the people to be met, it has to go through the levels. I want this to be done, says the president. I need the economy to be this way and that way. This is what I want to see as policies being enforced. Okay, let's talk to the minister, the president in charge of economy. This is what I want to do. How can we achieve this, that it will not kill the people or it will not put excessive pressure on the people? Let's talk to the humanitarian affairs and see, okay, how can we elevate poverty or cushion the effect of this on people? And he expects these ministers to carry this out effectively. What if they can't? Shouldn't a cabinet reshuffle be the next option? Well, let's hear your thoughts. Do well to call us. The phone lines are still open. We'd love to hear what it is you have to say. Do you support cabinet reshuffling of the Tinubu's administration at this point in time? And we saw it happen in several countries. If we take a bit history, looking at somewhere in the UK, sometime in 2021, Boris Johnson reshuffled, and his own was intended to reinvigorate his government, but also led to accusation of consolidating power within a tight-knit group of loyalists. We also saw it play out in South Africa, where Cyril Ramaphosa reshuffled, and a similar aim was to root out corruption and inefficiency, though not without criticism from those who viewed his moves as politically motivated. But he did that to root out inefficiency, to root out people who were not carrying out his political, intention and his intention towards the people. Same thing also happened in Zimbabwe under Robert Mugabe, where he did this frequent change. But there it could also create confusion because people do not know who they're working with at a point in time. But let's quickly take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Anthony Baku.
All right, Anthony, where are you calling from?
Well, I'm calling from Jos.
From Jos. How is Jos this morning? Cold, I believe.
Yeah, Jos is very cold as usual.
All right. We hope your temper will be cool as you share your opinion this morning. So what's your thought?
It's my thought about the cabinet reshufflement is that we here on the plateau, honestly, we are missing in the Federal Executive Council meeting because we are without the minister for about, let me just say, since November last year. So reshuffling, yes, is good, but there are some ministers that will be suspended. I believe that vacuum is supposed to be filled, just like us on the plateau. So it's just an appeal to Mr. President to look into the matter because we are missing a lot because we don't have a representation as a minister from Plateau State. Then issue of changing ministers, maybe replacing some of them, yes. I do believe that the president have his research team that they have to look into the various ministries and departments to checkmate the activities and the performance of the ministers, so that if there's need for reshufflement of some of those ministers to change their ministry, or to even say that, okay, your services are no longer needed. Maybe we need new hand and competent hand to replace you. Then so be it. Just like you rightly said that in some countries, like in the UK, the South Africa, and other countries around the world, they do cabinet reshufflement, and some the result is well encouraging, while some they will be like, okay, it's even better the British did itself, So I think the president, he should also look into the issue of hiking in fuel pricing, then because transportation, for example, is the lifeline of every economy around the world. You agree with me? Because even as a farmer, when you have your farm produce, then definitely transporting it from your farm down to where to sell it. Its transportation is a key. Yes.
All right, thank you.
So I think that's my contribution. But the main point here is that please, the president should look into this issue of us on the plateau without the minister since last year, November.
All right, I believe we hope that someone from the cabinet or from the presidency is watching to hear that appeal for you. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for calling on the show, Anthony from the plateau. All right, like he said, it's okay to take out and root out inefficiency when it comes to cabinet reshuffling and proper representation as well. So yes, cabinet reshuffling might have its positives and negatives, might have its ups and downs, but at the same time, I believe they are critical when it comes to promoting and pushing for good governance. But before we go there, we've come to the end of the phone call segment, the interactive segment. We're going to double down on this conversation in our next segment, where we're going to have a guest who will probably look at the cabinet and potential reshuffling and what should be done, what can be done, what would have been done earlier. We're going to look into all of that and properly dissect this conversation right after the break. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.